Hello, hello, hello. Oh, God. Should we do this as a prog review? Why not? Welcome to another thrilling episode of Prog Review. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. I'm going through my record collection, and I'm like, and I come to this one again. I did this before, but I think it got lost. But I'm doing it again. It's regular music. Regular music. Originally released back in 1985, featuring Jeremy Payton Jones, Charles Hayward. You might know him. He was it This Heat, and worked with Phil Manson, among other people. And we're doing it again. We're doing it again, everyone. We're doing it again. Originally released on Rough Trade Records a few years back. They actually put it out on CD. I'll have to put a link to that in the description, but I got this before that. Let me tell you a story. Do you want to hear a story? No, not particularly. I can't remember how exactly I got this record. I was doing probably just browsing the web like you were back in the day. I don't know, 10 years ago. Feels about right, 10 years ago. Feels right. And I came across a website. I can't remember which website it was. I can't remember the who, whys, or wheres of it. But there was a fragment. There was a fragment of a track from this album called The Fourth Door. I don't think it was the entire track. I think it was just a few seconds of it, maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds. It was just a brief fragment of the track. And it was like, oh, it immediately piqued my interest. I was like, oh, what is this? What am I hearing here? What is this magic that I am hearing? And it gave you the details of the album. But I found out that it wasn't available anywhere. So I immediately go onto eBay, where I found this for quids, because it was in the days when you could go and buy records for quids on eBay. You still can, as long as it's not a limited edition or whatnot. So yeah, and I bought the record, and I immediately fell in love with it. It's just one of those records. Again, it's not going to be for everyone, but if you like, I don't know, Michael Nyman, Philip Glass, that kind of thing. I mean, the easiest way for me to describe it is to describe it as a Peter Greenaway soundtrack. In 1985, I think Peter Greenaway was probably at the height of his output. I think already done a Z and 2 noughts by then, and Draftman's Contract, of course, among other things. It was around the turn, about the mid to late 80s that he was in full Greenaway effect. And I'm a big fan of Peter Greenaway, big fan of Michael Nyman's work with Peter Greenaway. I love that kind of staccato urgency, the things that they do, minimalist. And this album very much delivers that in spades. It's a very, again, you would think it was recorded for a Peter Greenaway movie. Such was its, if you listen to it, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it. I wouldn't necessarily call it derivative, because they had, Charles Hayward's drums. There's some pieces where he's drumming on it, which immediately, lifts the album out of that. But yeah, it brings together rock, minimalism, even minimalism. Got the wrong teeth in, and that kind of post-punk sensibility. I'm reading the sleeve notes for the reissue, because this is the only time I found out about who they are and what they were doing. They began playing on 20th and 21st of June 1980. At the Acme Gallery in Covent Garden, and they were playing their own works as well as works by experimental composer John Lewis Philip Glass, among others. And so, you know, it comes from that sphere. Jonathan Parry is another name that joined the group. There's also a sequel that Jeremy Payton Jones brought out, Regular Music 2, which is only available on CD, and it brings back many of the original performers. Should I just review it here? Yeah, why not just review that one as well? This one I got more recently. This one I got a few years back. Because again, I didn't know it existed. It's just, I don't know how I came across it. You know, you come across this one's more Philip Glassy in its outlook, but still, again, it's not quite as magical as the first album. I mean, the first one is just like, it's just whoa. And I think if I'd have heard it in 1985, I would have been an immediate fan and probably been hungry for more. It should have been released on, I don't know, EG Records. It's one of those kind of strange albums. But yeah, Regular Music 2 is worth tracking down because it's interesting. They released this. I think this was. I can't remember when this one was brought out. I don't know. Has it got a date on it? Is there a date? Hard to say, isn't it? This is where you need your glasses, Darren. "1996. Finally found it. Tiny little letters. 1996. Don't get that with other videos. People would edit that terrible, unnerving gap, that silence. They would edit that out, but not me. Not me. We keep it in. But yeah, I mean, that's well worth checking out as well. Again, you've got to kind of go on the eBay to find that one. But I think it's a great record. If you like that dun 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 dun, that kind of Michael Nyman-esque kind of music, you're going to really enjoy it. Again, I think I also enjoyed it because it was a 99p find on eBay, so I think that was another thing. But this is the good thing about the internet, is it does allow you to sometimes discover things. You can, wading through the detritus, you can sometimes find gems and a music that's really, really kind of cool, and that's a good one. It was reissued in 2019 on the Clang Gallery label. I think there's a Bandcamp page, but hey, I'm going to put a link to Amazon, so pennies, so I can get the micro pennies if anyone's interested in picking up a CD edition. Or I'm sure if you go on eBay, there might be. Shall I have a look? Let's have a look on eBay. I bet there's no copies on there at the moment. Music. Vinyl. No, there doesn't seem to be any copies on eBay at the moment. But yeah, it's certainly got a lot going for it. It swings from this elegiac, funereal, and into classic, Nyman-esque. And then you got the drums, like I said. Then you got Charles Hayward's drums, and you got again There's voices on this as well. Saxophone. Hey, the DX7. Hey, it's got synths on there as well. And Bron Szynski, he plays guitars, and he's actually on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter, funny enough. But yeah, I love these records that come out of left field. And again, it's not going to be for everyone, but it appeals to me, and it's nice to put it on every so often. I'll put it on and I enjoy it. But again, if you like that kind of music, it's well worth tracking down. And like I say, we are going through the R's, and that's ping. It's 1 o'clock and time for lunch. And so we're going through the R's, and this is the one that we're doing. Lovely bit of black vinyl for you. There you go. On the Rough Trade label. Originally, but like I said, you can get a CD edition. from Clang Gallery. I might pick a copy up myself, just to see if it sounds any better. Probably won't. The vinyl's again, the recording's really, the only thing it lacks, bass. It needs bass guitar on it. That's my only criticism. Needs more bass on it. It's lacking in bottom end. But yeah, it's great. It's a great record. One of those undiscovered things. Like I said, if it had been on EG, I think we'd still be, I think people would be more aware of it. But I think it slipped through the cracks. Yeah, and then, like I said, and also there's the sequel, which is, I think you can get that on Amazon as well. I'll put links. I'll put links if anyone's interested. Thank you for watching. That's been another one from the letter R in the collection. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you haven't, bugger all I can do about it, I'm afraid. I can't change. You know that. Anyway, thanks for watching. And don't forget to prog on.